Om Shri SAIRAM, offering my most loving and humble pranams at the lotus feet of the Sadguru, Bhagawan Shri Satya Sai Baba, and praying for his guidance. It is said that, the story of the Lord is far sweeter than the Lord himself. And this Guru Purnima, the Samarpan team was blessed to present before Bhagawan a bouquet of the first 18 talks that were delivered during the Samarpan series. And carrying it forward, we welcome you all to the 52nd edition of this series, which with Dr. Muralidhar Rao, who is no stranger to Dharmakshetra, and most of you who have been associated with the organization and with Dharmakshetra for a long time would know Dr. Muralidhar Rao very well. He was born in Challapalli in Krishna District in Andhra Pradesh in an orthodox Telugu family, brought up with a mix of both tradition and scientific and a modern outlook. Having completed his education, his basic education in Krishna District, he went on to do his masters from Hyderabad and his Ph.D. while working with Bhabha Atomic Research Center, B.A.R.C. in Mumbai. He's worked as a scientist in different levels in B.A.R.C. and then went on to work on a project with NASA in Houston, U.S.A. in growing crystals in space. He went on to then take on a career in academics and was in Taiwan for some years. He was a visiting professor in the National Tsinghua University. Am I pronouncing that right, sir? Tsinghua University in Taiwan, and worked there most of the time till 2011 in Taiwan and other institutes across Taipei and the world. He has also been involved in several construction projects, including, you might have seen uncle next to Bhagawan during the inauguration of Chaitanya Jyoti. So he's been involved in the construction of Chaitanya Jyoti, the planetarium, as well as the abode of Bhagawan in Navi Mumbai, Sai Prem. Uncle has been, he has also published several research publications, over 200 research publications, 2 books on superconductivity, guided several MSc and Ph.D. students as well. If you think his professional resume is glowing, far brighter and far longer is his list of activities that he has been involved with in service of Bhagawan. And while Uncle may not want us, he is so humble that he may not want me to read out a list of how he has been associated with Bhagawan, I take it as my duty to share just a glimpse of the activities that he's been involved with. His association with Bhagawan started as a very young boy and was introduced to Bhagawan by his parents. He's been a volunteer in Prashanti Nilayam since 1968 and has been a member of the Sri Satya Sai Seva organization since 1972. He was the convener of the vocational guidance program ever since its inception, and was also the convener of what was then the Anushakti Nagar Samiti. He went on, when he moved to the US, he was the vice president of the Houston Sai Center in Texas. He was also the founding member of the Satya Sai Center of Taiwan. He's been, like I said, associated. Okay, Uncle is indicating me to stop. I think he will share some of the things that he has been associated with it. It is a great privilege for us all, and especially us youngsters, to listen to this gentleman who has been in the service of Bhagawan and remains in the service of Bhagawan, and to this day is associated with bringing carbon negative technology to the villages of India in what he calls rural solutions to global warming. Without further ado, I welcome Rao uncle to the dais. Thank you, SAIRAM.
Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravidam tvameva, tvameva bandhu mama sai deva. With million salutations at the divine lotus feet of our most revered and beloved Bhagawan, Sri Satya Sai Baba, my elders, I am inspired to see Dr. Mistry here, who has been our guide. In fact, he was the first Sevadal teacher for us, who taught us first day and guided me, practically taking hand, how to serve in the organization. In fact, in 1979, he wanted me to be the convener of Sevadal Bombay. I refused, and I went on to do other activities. I'm very, very happy to see him here, my mentor, my guide. Elders, whom I know for a long time, sitting at the back, and the youngsters, probably you may not have seen me, because I have been absent from Dharmakshetra since 1987, because of my scientific activities, but still I stayed in touch with the activities. This hall has several memories. One of the first memories goes back to 1968. I was sitting at the back, almost near the wall, practically with my back to the wall. Swami walked all the way, came and told me, "Where is your son?" I was not married. And he asked me, "Where is your son?" And I had to wait for almost 10 years to get the answer. The answer came through one of our devotees, sister who was traveling with us from Prashantinilayam. She said, Swami told her that with various relationships, among that was son, where is your patience? So I was impatient for things, so probably he asked me to be patient. Living with God, walking with Him, talking to Him, is a blessing of thousands of years of lives of good activity and tapasya. And that was granted to us without asking. And how can we recognize that God who walked among us, guided us, chided us, cajoled us? Scriptures have said a few qualities. Vishnu Purana says, Aishwaryascha, Saundaryascha, Viryascha, Yasasascha, Vairagyaschapi Jnanascha, Shannam Bhagavatirita. There are 6 qualities. Aishwarya, enormous Aishwarya. Swami also said the same thing in Dharmavahini. Enormous Aishwarya, wealth, infinite beauty, infinite power, infinite fame, infinite vairagya, and infinite jnana. These are the 6 qualities that Swami laid down. And these were depicted in Chaitanya Jyoti. Out of these, virya is a very, very important aspect. I'll probably not go into others because there is a beautiful narration about the various 6 qualities. The virya part of it is very, very potent because it consists of 3 components. Is it okay if I talk in English or should I switch to English and Hindi? I don't mind Hindi, English. So, ये 6 क्वालिटीज़ में वीर्य जो होता है वो बहुत पावरफुल है. इसमें there are 3 components: omniscience, omnipresence and omnipotence. ये तीनों मिलके स्वामी हमको अनुभव कराया. I want to share a miracle that lasted, my observation, it was going on, it has been going on. My observation as a scientist took 10 years to get a total picture and another 5 years to get a confession from Swami. I used to work in the canteen in 68. Then Swami asked me to work somewhere else in the during the Third World Conference. I had to work with Dr. Mistry at that time. 1975, 50th birthday, कैंटीन में काम करते थे. उस समय, I don't know, I felt 50th birthday का 25 bags का राइस बना के पुलियोदरा बना के डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे. I was telling the manager, वेंकटेश्वरा से वहाँ उस समय. He said, yes, I hope we should be able to do. He went to Swami in the afternoon. He takes usually, they take morning lunch, afternoon breakfast, the tiffin and tea for him. So when he went to give tea to Swami, even before he opened the mouth, Swami said, Venkateshwara, not 25, 23 is enough. He came back and told 23. I was wondering, 2 bag का फर्क क्या पड़ता है? But there is a big, big meaning for that. So we set to work next day, called for volunteers. I asked the cook, nobody cooked anything beyond 1 bag or 2 bags at the most. So who will tell us the quantities? Anyway, I sat with the cooks, made calculations, arithmetic करके कितना quantities चाहिए. 2 bags of tur dal, urud dal, 1 bag of chana dal, 1 bag of mungfali. Like that we made all the estimates and some 8 cans of oil. Can you imagine the quantities for 23 bags of rice? And we started. We can't start before 12 o'clock because if you start early, the next day food will become stale. इसलिए हम लोग 12 बजे के बाद शुरू किए थे काम. That year, I don't know if Lakshman Chawla is here, he started the kitchen with gas. वो उनका भाई भरत, he had a gas agency. So they brought the gas and we gave all the connection stoves. Swami came in the morning and inaugurated the stoves. He lit practically every one of the stoves. I was there, I gave the first candle to him. Then we thought we will be able to do a lot of work. We didn't have big vessels. We had only maybe a vessel that could cook only about half a bag of rice. And these stoves, we put, the volunteers came. We had about almost 40 volunteers for cooking. Another 40 volunteers for mixing the Puliyodara mixture. Sisters from Andhra Pradesh came, they started working on the mixture, they took it to the kitchen hall where the rice was to be put. We started. After the first vessel was complete, it was realized it is not possible to do this job. Because the gas that we were using, the cylinders were small, not the industrial cylinders. So because of that quick evaporation, they were sweating. Sweating is a phenomenon that happens, because of adiabatic expansion. Suddenly the start gas expanding, it cools very fast. There is a very peculiar phenomenon. So I realized this is what is happening. how to handle this. Then I took the hot water from this, I put there. So I think, we were thinking Shastriji was the person who is it. Then we thought what to do. Suddenly we saw one truck came with a huge anda in it. Then he was asking, the driver came, "Ye A.N. Singh Saab kaun hai yahan par?" See, that was the situation where we wanted this anda, and anybody could be A.N. Singh. So I called Shastriji and said, "Singh Saab, idhar aaiye, aapke liye anda aaya hai." "Haan, leke aao." We put the anda. Immediately Shastriji went out, got these huge construction logs. We removed all the gases from 2 stoves and put those construction logs and started cooking. Volunteers from Karnataka, say Muddanhalli, that area, there used to be one great man, Alika Narayan Bhatt, beautiful, wonderful person. When I think of them, I get so moved by their devotion. He said, "Henry Narayan Bhattri, aisa hai. Don't worry, we'll come." He brought 40 volunteers, midnight, everybody started. Then we started cooking in this. And then what happened at that point was beyond us. He took over. Because that kind of, impossible something for us to do for us, he took over. And by 4 o'clock in the morning, the huge heap of white rice that were getting assembled became a yellow heap in the short time. And around 7 o'clock, our Raman Rao ji came and said, "Food is ready." He saw the heap, he was very happy. So he went and told Swami, said he blessed to. We sent a small vessel to him with prasad. He blessed and we started. I didn't sleep the whole night. I went home, came back. The whole thing that happened at that night was a kind of a dream for me, because when we work with Swami, it was kind of a Rasalila, I must say. He was participating in this, we were also participating. It was invisibly participating in his whole activity. This happens when you really start working. This happened and the prasad was getting distributed. Somebody said there are 2 lakh people for this birthday. Yes, it was, because the whole place was filled with people. Everywhere, tents. People put so small tents and they were. Then something struck me. We made 23 bags of rice, Puliyodara. That means, usually in kitchen, we say 1 kilogram of rice goes for 6 people. But if we distribute as prasad, I gave about 30 people liberally, maybe small quantity. How many people will eat? 69,000 people. There were 2 lakh people. Practically everybody would wait to take prasad. Now who made the rest? That was an eye-opener for me. I said, when that whole thing was going on, people putting water into that vessel and putting rice into the vessel, draining that rice cooked, then putting into the heap, this mixing, the whole thing was kind of an unimaginable flux of happening. It was real flux of happening. That was an experience. Then I realized he took over and then he made the thing. And he made not only 23 bags we made, he made another almost 75 bags of rice into Puliyodara. Now you tell us, who claims the credit? We claim the credit. As our Lakshman Javaji used to say, Khuda apne gadon ko peda khilata hai. He does everything and gives the credit to us. And Dr. Mistry was a witness to that. He was smiling at it. Then there is another thing that struck me. There is one water tank that used to supply water for all the Prashanti Nilayam in those days. Even today it's there. That had 1 lakh liters of water. 1 lakh liters of water and 2 lakh people. This arithmetic didn't work out. And I knew somebody was doing mischief. People are filling buckets of water, not only bathing, not only washing their clothes. Yeah, 1 lakh liters of water, how is it getting multiplied so much? ये तो बहुत interesting है. इसका समाधान मुझे almost I got it 5 years later. 50th birthday, 55th birthday, we had a third world conference. वो third world conference में there are rules, regulations were being formed, or they were to be formalized. Indubai appointed a small committee of people consisting of Dr. Mistry, Dr. Mawan Kurve, Bhushan Rao ji. Dr. Mawan Kurve was the chairman of this Bombay Samiti. Bhushan Rao was the chief reporter of Science, Times of India, very, very well-known journalist. One Brahmananda Panda, an MP from Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, and myself. Our duty was to conclude each, there were 5 groups, summarize the proceedings and make again summary of the whole proceedings and present to Swami. My duty was to translate all these things and give to Indubai. This was happening. And I was sharing the room with Dr. Mawan Kurve and Bhushan Rao ji. So one day evening, after the conference is almost over, we went to the room. I opened the tap I thought I'll fill water for these people and give them. When I opened the tap, filled sand. I practically filled sand into the bottle. I went and came out and told Bhushan Rao ji and this, I think unless Swami performs a miracle, we have to leave Prashantinilayam in the next few hours. Mawan Kurveji was a very worried person. He said, is it brother? Is it brother? What happened? What happened? What happened? And Bhushan Rao ji said, you and your Baba. Like that. And I said, okay, in order to at least give some good water, I went out to fetch some alum to clean the water. I saw kitchen also, canteen also, they were filling drums with this sandy water. So I said, I'll bring a little alum. We put the alum there. I came to the room. I thought I'll fill more water and put alum. I opened the tap, crystal clear water. Not a trace of the sand that should have been in the pipeline. I came out and said, Swami has performed the miracle. Swami has performed the miracle because if you open, is it not an experience, a very common experience? If mucky water comes, in my house every day we have to fill water for our drinking. Mucky water comes for about half an hour, then we fill rest of the water. Because whatever is in the pipeline takes time. यहाँ तो स्वामी का miracle होने से crystal clear water. I said, Swami has performed the miracles. There is one person who is a witness to this, who was in charge of that pumping. So, that is one Mr. Krishna Prasad. He is a chief engineer of the Andhra Pradesh State Electricity Board. He was looking after the water pumping and other electrical things. So then I said I should, after the conference was over and everybody settled down, I saw this Mr. Krishna Prasad ji. Krishna Prasad, you are a witness to these miracles. You tell me what happened. How do you know? Nobody told me about it. I said, Swami made me see this. You tell me what happened. Nobody asked me. Hey, please tell me. It seems the Chitravati pumps, whatever. See, that's also another hoax. There is one pump that is about 10,000 liter per hour capacity, and that fills 1 lakh liters into the tank. Now you can see the mismatch of all the figures. Mathematics doesn't work here. So when the pump started giving sand, pumping into they have a pit, and from the pit it goes up. So when he started this, he ran to Swami. Swami, Chitravati pumps are giving sand, Swami. Swami gave it, you bluffer, go. This man was disappointed. I'm seeing sand coming, he says, you're a bluffer. So disappointed, he started walking back to Chitravati, the tank. On the way he saw one Mr. Ramchandran from Chembur. He used to be volunteer he's an engineer, electrical engineer, he used to be at the pumping house. He was coming running, saying, sir, water is gushing out of the pumps. Water is gushing out of the pumps. I said, I got my reply now. So, 1 lakh liter water tank and 2 lakh people satisfying, satiating with the water. Who is supplying the rest of the water? Then I said, Swami is filling himself in all the elements here. That's why we don't see any health problem. There is so much of dust. Now, not one person falls sick. There is so much of sound. There is no noise pollution. There is so much of illumination around. There is no light pollution. Particularly here, water. So he sees the sanitation. We do very little sanitation. There is no outbreak of any health problems. So this is how Swami, in a very big way, this is not, should we call this a miracle? It's a mass miracle. We have seen individual miracles, but this is something which we do not see regularly. But this is a thing which I observed. And he did not keep quiet there. 60th birthday, the planetarium was inaugurated. And after the inauguration, I wanted to go to Hyderabad to see my parents. And I was sitting for the Jhula ceremony. I told Chakravarti I want to swing the Jhula. He said, you made me sit there so that I can get a chance to swing Jhula. So Indubai came and said, Muralidhar Rao Swami wants you to sit in the veranda along with the Spitz engineers. So I had to go. I went there. I cancelled my ticket, everything. I already booked the ticket for bus. And Swami comes around 8:30 or 9, says, where are the engineers? They just went away because they were very tired. He said, you bring the engineers tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, I'll see you and send. So engineers didn't come because they went away. I went and sat in the veranda. I was very hesitant because I had a train to take, not reserved. And I had to report to duty the Monday because I took earned leave for about 2 months and I had to join. Otherwise, I had to extend my leave. So I went and sat. Swami picked up people for the first round. There's a lot of people waiting. Then he went inside and closed the door. Then I said, why burden Swami with me? I can come again. He opened the door and said, Murali, sit down. So I had to sit. Then after that, he called Goldstein, Samuel Sandwich, one Parao, Vice Chancellor of Andhra University, and Bulleya. He was the person who used to run the schools and other institutions in Rajamundry. Very great person. And I was there. So he went on talking about various things. Then he said, devotees love for Swami so much, they go and sleep wherever there is some space, under the tree, under the rock, under everywhere. Then I said, Swami's love for devotees is also so much that he has to create water for them. He heard once, ignored me. He told the same thing, devotees love. I repeated Swami's love. Third time also, he said, I also said same thing. Yes, I had to create water. Where is water level in water table in Anantapur? Swami, I got my reply. He had to create, he confessed that he has created water for us. And he gave a chance to narrate this before him after the first anniversary of the Chaitanya Jyoti, where I said, narrated exactly same to him. And I said, Mother Yashoda caught him eating that mud, but he evaded that confession. But I caught him creating water for his devotees. And he had to agree. And Swami smiled. That is his love. While talking of one of his qualities, his love, I told that Is it this divine love in the form of gravity that is keeping the planets apart so that we can live comfortably? This is divine love. His love for us makes him do so many things. Personally, we have seen experiences. Such mass experiences are very difficult. Yes, clairvoyants will look at you and tell something about you, something may happen, may not happen. But only a divine avatar can perform such love. It's not miracle, I call it as love, such love. Only a divine incarnate can give. I met one clairvoyant in Taiwan. The moment he saw me, he started telling a lot of things about me, very accurately. And some of the things I confirmed later on. He said his aura is deep blue. And when I took my Kirlian camera photograph later on in United States, it was indigo. So there are a lot of things happen. So clairvoyants can claim many things. And if there is an insider and a very well-established or accomplished businessman, it becomes a very dangerous cocktail. And that's what we are seeing. Fortunately, we have not fallen for it. I'm very happy that we are all here to hear and share some of these divine love of Swami. And I'm very happy that you have given me this chance. I thought I'll give one more there are several experiences of this type. What time I have another? Lot of time. What time should I conclude? 6:30. Oh, that's good. Lot of time. So I think I'll finish earlier. But I think we'll have an interaction session. There are many things. Such things happen. I used to tell as a vocational guidance in charge. I used to always say, when we are working for Swami, we have to look for skies. And we should not look for small things. And because he is there, behind us, helping us, pushing us to do everything. Another happening was with the vocational guidance. 1977, we had a vocational guidance exhibition, 77 or 78, if I remember right. And Swami could not come for the inauguration. It's a huge exhibition in St. Xavier's School. And Mistry was the chairman at that time. Dalal was the Sevadal convener. It's a wonderful program. And next year, Swami was coming to Bombay. Indubai called me and said, Murali, Swami is coming. Can we arrange the exhibition for Swami's inauguration? I said, no problem. Only 1 month left. You have a lot of work to do. No problem. Because I knew that I'm only an instrument there. And he does everything. We enjoy seeing him the things for us. So that's the beauty of working for Swami. You sit back and watch what is happening. So I went to Mr. Melwani, who used to have an office in Nariman Point in one of the towers. So he said, we have to do. No problem. We sent to Dr. Hanumante. He was the director or dean in the JJ School of Arts. We told him this is what the poster material we have to prepare. If you can help us, it is nice. Muralidhar Rao, you came only half an hour late. If you came earlier, I would have got it done. Now Saturday, nobody is here. The shops also closed. I cannot do anything. But probably by Thursday, we'll deliver these things for you. I said, all right. We gave the paper to him. And I went away. So Monday afternoon, I get a call from him, Dr. Hanumante. Muralidhar Rao, your posters are ready. I was surprised. Because where did he get the papers? Where did he get everything? Half a day, how can he finish? So I went in the afternoon to collect. In the evening, directly from B.A.R.C, I went to VT and got he said, soon after we left, one of his students came and said, sir, he came to pay respects. He said, I have opened a studio in Goregaon. and I'm doing quite good. Thank you for your training and all that. आप कुछ काम दीजिए मुझे, I'll be happy to. Then he gave this paper to him and said, this is a exhibition material, इसका poster बना के देना है. No problem, sir. We are working tomorrow, so I'll get it done. Because Goregaon side shops are open on Sunday, whereas there it's not open. On Monday they're closed. This man finished everything and brought this to him by Monday. Who did this for us? Swami again. And Swami came to inaugurate the exhibition. And it was in a St. Xavier's College, there was a hall. In that hall, we had to accommodate everything, the posters, boards, and all. And all our volunteers who worked for the whole year, they were all standing there. Because the occasional exhibitions could not be conducted without the help of almost 45 to 50 volunteers. Some of them must be here. Rani Java was there. She was probably the leading person. She used to coordinate everybody. Mahesh Manyal, they were all there for the posters. And I was notorious for informing that the exhibition is almost tomorrow, and I tell them today that we have to arrange the exhibition in such and such a place. Everybody used to curse me. And Rani used to say, next time if you inform like this, we are not coming here anymore. And this went on for 1 year. They all came, they were all there. And Indubai said, nobody should stand here. Then they heard this. So Indubai went, after seeing the whole thing, he went to there was a meeting in University Hall. He went there. He came along with Swami. I think Dr. Mistry also was there. Then we went around. Instead of keeping quiet, I went around with Swami and I was going and said, at one poster I waited, stopped and said, Swami, this exhibition, this speciality is that this is I speak in Telugu. There is also some minister from education from Andhra Pradesh, Challa Subba Rayudu. So I told him, this is the course, this is the qualification required for the course, this is the degree allotted or certificate, and these are the jobs you can get. This would be after SSC, failed SSC, all this I told. And then more information about this is available at such and such a desk and such a booklet. So he explained, whatever I explained, Swami explained to Challa Rayudu. He said, you must do this in your state. Then Swami said, more information is available in this table, so he walks to that table. In that clutter, I told them to go and sit everywhere. In that hurry, people sat the way they were liked. And tables were there, numbers were there, books were there. But that matching volunteers were not there. So they were trying to search for things. Then Swami said, I know, it is there. So he walked past. So he caught me and also released me from embarrassment. Then afterwards, when Swami was walking, Indubai comes and asks me, I told you they should not be here. No, who allowed them to sit here? I said, you told they should not be standing. He smiled and said, afterwards, this Rani said, if you don't let us sit here, you will not see us at the next exhibition. So I said, you sit down. And this is probably a very small sort of laughing, smiling point. But Swami liked it very much. Even if he sees the place filled, he loves it a lot. We think, crowding is something which he doesn't like. He sees crowds, he gets more and more excited or whatever. Another thing that very interesting happened is, I thought of I was thinking, Swami has only, most of the time, we see Swami materializing. I have not seen Swami dematerializing. So I thought probably something of that sort we could try. The planetarium Bhumi Puja happened sometime in 1984, 85 was the inauguration. So Bhumi Puja, the Spitz engineer came, one Mr. Srikanth. He was the representative from Bombay. There was one Dr. Venkatavardhan, who was the director of the planetarium in Bombay. They were all belonging to a kind of what they called it as a rationalist group. He was a good friend of mine, but at the same time, he could not criticize Swami before me, but they were all doing. So this man came. I thought probably it will be a good lesson for these people if Swami does something for him. So he came, he was there. So there was a poster after he broke the coconuts. There was a poster explaining the planetarium and all that. And I explained, said, Swami, this is the engineer from Spitz. And he speaks Kannada, Swami. He started talking Kannada. And then his Swami was walking away. Then I thought for myself, how about giving him something? His Swami looked at me and walked back almost 10 steps and said, what do you want? How does, give him a ring? I was telling for myself. Saying, how does, give him a ring, Swami? Swami materialized ring. I wish it is loose. It was loose. And this man was telling, Dr. Rao, this is very loose. So I gripped it before people can go. So I took him out. We got in the car, went to the room. Now I went and told Kutumbarao-ji, this man, sorry. Thank you. He has come from Spitz. First time he has come. Pray to Swami for an interview. It's okay. It's all right. Too close is making. So Swami agreed, obliged. He called a few officers from the Andhra Pradesh government, and he was also called along with them. So he talked about various things. Somebody asked him, Swami, you get so many letters from people. When do you get time to write, reply and all that? Swami said, I have no secretaries. After everybody sleeps, I go into my bathroom, I sit on the commode and write these letters to them. Can you imagine? Swami doesn't require this. This is how he does. And we have been, the moment we see the light, Swami, we get up and start doing bhajans. We don't let him even sleep properly. Then, after a while, he went around, he saw this man's, he was giving prasad. When he was giving prasad, he saw this man's ring. When we went to the room, I tied a thread to this because it was too loose. In my mind, I was thinking, Swami would dematerialize this. So he saw the thread on that ring, and he said, see what this man has done. He asked him to remove the ring. He took it and said, he circulated among all people to see that there is a thread, to make sure that he will definitely dematerialize. So then he went round, see what he has done to the beautiful ring I gave. He takes it in his hand, and then like this, that thread vanishes. So my experiment was complete. Swami also dematerialized. That is the power. See, that is the virya. See, the power of material. This is part of the whole thing. Omnipresence, omnipotence. This is omnipotence is to be able to create things. This was another thing that probably many experiments I was thinking in my mind, and Swami practically fulfilled every one of these experiments in a beautiful way to show that he is not only him but me also, because he is thinking whatever I'm thinking is his thought. That's what a feeling we get. 1992, I came back from US, and Swami was to go to Thane. So in Dubai, went there for the meeting, to conduct the meeting with the volunteers there, so that the program can be arranged. Because for a long time there was a demand. So when he went there, Ramesh Thakur was there. They asked, where is Muralidhar Rao? He said, we didn't call him. He said, usko bulao. So next Sunday I went there. All were there. Ramesh Thakur also was not there. Indubai also was not there. When I called, he said, tum conduct karo program, meeting. I didn't know what to do. So मैं बोला अभी देखो भैया, स्वामी will take 2.5 hours to come, 2.5 hours to go. यहाँ के दर्शन देने का है ना 20 मिनट का रहता है. Better we go to Swami in Dharmakshetra and have darshan rather than wasting Swami's time. 4 घंटा चले जाएगा. Let's go there and have darshan. Everybody started shouting at me, almost about to beat me. इंदु भाई तुमको प्रोग्राम करने के लिए बजाय बुलाया यहाँ पर बंद करने के लिए नहीं, ऐसा they were very upset. ठीक है, अगर भाषण होगा तो मैं करूँगा, नहीं तो मैं चला जाऊँगा. They finally agreed भाषण कैसा करने का. And I said we have to have a program. He likes villagers very much, particularly rural आदिवासी होगा तो बहुत अच्छा है. का स्वामी का there are 2 weaknesses earlier I knew. स्वामी का 2 weakness थे. एक है बाल विकास. अगर बाल विकास को बिठाएंगे सामने, oh, he will be very happy. The second is his college students. When he comes to Dharmakshetra in the morning, that boy took coffee, this boy took idli. We are worried about him, he is worried about these boys. I observed that. Achha, this is one of his weakness. Another thing was, very interesting incident happened. In Ghatkopar, Balekar was the convener at that time. So they arranged a Balvikas rally in one of the ground there. And everybody was gathered. Balvikas, the rally went, and the children was made to sit in one enclosure. So Swami was supposed to address the people. But what he did, he went to that enclosure where the boys were standing. And lo and behold, everybody started, one boy was pulling his sleeve, one boy was filling his the kurta. And he turns to us and see what they are doing, he says. As though he is helpless. I said, this is one of his weakness. From then onwards, we said, Balvika students will sing first bhajans. We started that. I told Allah, and he implemented that. So second thing was taking care of the students. And whenever possible, once the college started, the university started, I welcome Nimesh Bhai. Nimesh is the first Balvikas student here in Dharmakshetra. He used to do dramas. And that drama he still continues as the All India President. And he got medals from Swami. And I was very happy when he was made the chairman of Bombay Samiti. I said, this is the first generation of Swami's products taking over the organization mentoring. And now he's proving right, Swami's choice. And now when he came to Patiala, unfortunately he could not avoid me there. So, so he was there. And he, instead of keeping quiet, he introduced me to those people. So, and then I said, I'm very happy. He is the first batch of Balvikas, and he is the first generation of the new people taking over the organization. And he was the All India Vice President at that time. And I said, he will be the All India President now. And he was surprised. And then he became the All India President later on. And I prayed to Swami to make him a World Council President also in the near future. Because our prayer, so that we have able people who have gone through the discipline of Swami. That's very important. Anyway, I digressed a bit. Yeah, we were at that. So we brought some of the village kids, and we arranged everything. We put on the stage. We had volunteers. We involved the local people as well as Vashi people. We brought the rural utility kids. We selected 4 people from different villages, 2 gents and 2 ladies, so that they received the kits from Swami. So one of our volunteers, Ram Bhatt, he handed over the kits to Swami one by one. The bhajan kit. Bhajan kit consisted of Jnaneshwari, whatever Thal and all that. He handed over that to Swami. Swami handed to the villager, and he created Vibhuti and gave. I thought he will give to all of them, 4 of them. No. He handed one created vibhuti for that person. He handed the next, he created vibhuti. Then I said, my goodness, he loves this activity totally. I have not seen him creating vibhuti individually for people. At 4 times on the stage. Here he said, da, 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 da. He goes and he goes away. Now I said, this is the strongest weakness of Swami. Adivasis, I have to serve them. The villagers and Adivasis. If we serve them, my life is made. See, all these monkey tricks we do, why? To please him. If he is pleased, our lives are made. That's what I used to feel, and I still feel the same. So, before that, a few things happened. I must go to that. The previous night, I had a thing. If Swami comes, and how does he know that he has to speak? So I had to tell somebody. So one of the local doctors, well-known person, he also knows a lot of Sanskrit, Tukaram, Abhangs and all that. Swami likes Tukaram, Abhangs. So I went to the doctor and said, Doctor, you please sing a few Tukaram, Abhangs, and also pray to Swami in Marathi for the parched hearts of Thane. Please give your Amrita Varsha. So he agreed. He came there. But I said, while arranging the whole thing, I realized Swami may say, look here, I don't know Marathi. So I have to ask somebody to tell him in Hindi also. So fortunately, Swami brought Sushil Kumar Shinde in front of me. He was there with his wife. I said, Shindeji, there is a problem here. I told the doctor he will tell in Marathi. I know you also would like to talk in Marathi. आप मराठी भाषण दीजिए, but संस्कृत लास्ट में हिंदी में स्वामी से रिक्वेस्ट कीजिए ये ऐसा भाषण देने के लिए. So Swami came. It was late because there was too much traffic. Swami was walking. I was following and said, if Swami is going inside the crowd, there's no bhashan, that means. So Swami immediately turned back, looked at me, turned back and came to sort of clarify. I said, Swami, Anil Kumar did not come. No, Narasimha is there. I said, I was happy. Swami is giving bhashan. The people's desire is fulfilled. So after this, Swami gave a bhashan and he returned. Next morning, I came to Dharmakshetra. In the I said program, Swami was very happy with the program, but on the way to Thane, Swami told in the Sims, hum wahan bhashan denge. So he made the whole plan in such a way that he will give bhashan. Indubai probably wanted to have a small meeting so that he can be brought back. But Swami has his own schemes. So we were a kind of the players in the drama for arranging his discourse there in Thane. That is a beautiful experience. I think that's another thing which I can never forget. I think I'll say a few. As a scientist, I want us to look at what we do, what Swami teaches us. The science behind Swami's teachings. I'm not trying to dissect, but to satisfy myself, I'm trying to share my thoughts with you. I'll come to one personal experience after this. Because Anush wanted me to talk some personal experience. I'll talk about it at the end. See, he taught us 9-point code of conduct and also 10 points of our daily life. According to this, the first thing we have to do is get up, 21 Omkars, Suprabhatam, the daily prayers, daily life we have, and service with family, service with society, all these are there. So Omkaram is such a powerful thing. When you chant Om, it seems activates 21,000 Nadi junctions in our body. Dr. Mistry may confirm. If I'm wrong, please correct me, sir. So 21 times we are chanting Omkar in the morning. How healthy should we be? This is, Swami has given the first prescription to our good, healthy living. And recently, there was somebody sent a video on the WhatsApp and also on the some other media, social media. Somebody one Swamiji from Bombay went to Portugal or Spain. He went there and he was called to a hospital in Barcelona. Barcelona is in Spain, I think. So he went to the hospital. They said, doctors said, we have problem. The patients feel highly anxiety here when before surgery. Is there any way that you can tell us? He said they can chant mantras. Mantras these people cannot chant because it's difficult to pronounce. So don't worry, I'll give one mantra. So what he did was he asked them to hook them up to encephalographs and also cardio, recording machines. So they did that, and he went on asking them to chant Om in a very usual way. By the time they chanted 20 Omkars, their blood pressure levels came down, the heartbeats became normal, which were 90s and 100s, they became normal. And later on, the doctors said their 50% of the anesthesia was required for these patients compared to what they were giving earlier. It seems that practice is still going now. See what Swami has done for us. Very simple way, he has taught us how to improve our health right from the minute we get up. Because there are many things that we do. The second thing he taught us is a very beautiful way of detachment. How we do that? In our daily lives, we have a lot of things happening. He asked us to go and serve. Serve people as though you are serving the God in them, the Atma in them. So we go on serving, we go to poor homes, leprosy homes, hospitals, and we go there with the feeling of serving the God in them. In fact, I'll go to this later on. What is he doing in this? I see God in them, God in him, God in him, God in him. Ultimately, one fine morning, I realized, how about me? God is in me also. That feeling comes, and that feeling has to be translated into experience. When I experience that I am also the God that is everywhere, that feeling, it's a beautiful thing. You should get that. And to practice this kind of a thing, see, Swami once told in one of the discourses during 60th birthday, we requested him to give discourses on Advaita through Seva. He asked for a topic. Indubai asked me, Advaita through Seva. How can we do this? Seva and Advaita, they don't go together, isn't it? See, it's very, 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 very difficult. So we gave the problem to him only, so that he teaches us. So he was teaching that you have to serve people with Atma's Bhava. Then I was translating, somebody gave the typed thing, and I was listening to the original Telugu and correcting the translation. It occurred to me, how can I see God everywhere? He said, you start with your family. How can I see God in my family? How can I do this? So I said, probably what I should do, first thing I should do in the morning is, I should serve coffee for the God in my wife. I should serve milk for the God in my daughters. I should serve milk for the God in this. Every action I do for my family is for the God in them. That has beautifully removed something, drudgery of working. Because it became a pleasurable thing. I'm serving God, I'm serving God. I'm doing things for God. This kind of a feeling of love for God increases, and the drudgery of life goes. Everywhere, same thing. So you go to serve, you feel I'm serving God. That kind of a feeling, you go to office, you feel drudgery. It is the same thing he teaches us another. Drudgery, please look at the dictionary, sir. It's not that, drudgery means it's a very heavily painful work. So it's very, very difficult job. You feel it's too much of a painful job. But I think a dictionary is a better thing to do. He teaches another thing. So when he asks us to serve without expectation, so I am going to my office, at the end of the month I get a salary. Every one of us. I help my wife so that she gives me food. I help my children so that they take care of me in old age. I help a friend because he'll take care of me in my difficulty. So there is expectation for every act of ours. But I go to a hospital and serve food patients and write letters for their families, do other. Dr. Mistry used to tell us, you go to hospitals, write letters for their families. We used to do that in those days. So what do they expect from me? I've gone there to help them. What do they expect from them? Nothing. Work without expectation is what Swami taught us here. Work without expectation is the selfless service. That becomes a habit. Now, work without expectation goes into our workplace also. So the work environment also changes. Wherever I am working for expecting salary at the month, I work with more devotion. It becomes a pleasure to work in the same office where I used to feel drudgery. I don't look at watch at 5 o'clock. Even if it's at 6 o'clock, I feel, oh, I'm serving Swami. That kind of a feeling that the drudgery is gone, the feeling of serving God and serving without expectation, that is what he teaches us. Another very interesting that happened during 99 visit of Swami, he came to Dharmakshetra. I was asked to take care of the guests by Indubai. I think Anil Kumar and Venkatraman were there. And I shared the room with Dr. Mistry at that time because he used to have the room on the left side and guests used to be on the other side. So and Indubai used to stay in the back. So we had to, he was practically pushed to a side and myself and Shetty, I think, was there, both of us. We shared the room. And one evening, first evening when he came, Indubai said, why don't you give ice creams to people, Swami? And so I took ice cream. Swami said, my throat is bad. Tomorrow I have to give discourse also. Give to others. So I served others and I stood at a distance. Dr. Mistry was there, Indubai was there, Atul was there, and 5-6 people were there, many. So, and of course, Anil Kumar and Venkatraman were there. So he called me and said, sit down. So I sat down there, down below. He said, sit up in the chair. I said, Swami, I'm comfortable here. He said, see, because I'm not trying to aggrandize myself, but see the feeling of Swami. ये तो बहुत बड़ा साइंटिस्ट है. अमेरिका गया, चाइना गया, बहुत देश गया. See how simple रहता है. Then Venkatraman did not keep quiet. He said, Swami, he worked in the planetarium, Swami. That's why. Yeah, you saw only that much only know. He knows he does much more. Then Anil Kumar said, Swami, he comes to our institute as a visiting professor, Swami. Yeah, he comes to your university, that's why you know, he does much more. Of course, he acknowledges me that I know what you are doing. Don't worry, I am taking care of, keeping record of your activities, good or bad, whatever. Then I had a doubt. For a long time, I was asking many people. So I asked Swami, I have a doubt, Swami. He said, come. I went near him. I asked him, Swami, God creates a human being, motivates as an Atma from inside. Why should the mind come in between with all these qualities, characteristics? He said, mind is a product of the body. That was a very big opener for me. Nobody answered this. Mind is a product of the body. When the body works by itself, it is animalistic and tamasic. When the mind works through the body, it is rajasic and rakshasic. When the Atma works through the body, it is daivik and sattvic. It's a beautiful thing. I was very satisfied. And of course, he went on many things he talked at that time. But later on, in another discourse, I had a doubt while in Prashantirilaya. I had a doubt that cutting plants, how can it be ahimsa? It's also a amount, because there is a jiva inside, there is jiva himsa. Then suddenly Swami says, cutting plants is not himsa. Because plants don't have mind, they don't experience pain. That's a beautiful message. I said, and he also said, when you cut plant, it comes back. But if you cut any animal, it dies. It doesn't grow again. So cutting, and then they experience pain, they shout. So pain and mind are together. So this is another thing that he taught. So I was reminded of an incident that happened in Dharmakshetra. When Swami was walking, suddenly the boy started blood coming out of his foot. They said, Swami, you are bleeding. I said, Acha, okay. They practically carried him to, he didn't, rather forced him to go and sit in Vrindavan, called the doctor. Doctor said, Swami, there is a big glass piece in your foot, Swami. We have to remove it. I have to give anesthesia. Said, don't worry, take. The doctors cleaned the wound, removed the glass, cleaned the wound, put stitches and did everything. Swami was talking to the boys. Then I realized this incident, Swami doesn't have mind. That means he's Suddha Sattva. He's Suddha Sattva. That means he doesn't experience pain. This is one of the qualities of avatar. Because only Suddha Sattva, there are very few people who can do. Even Jesus, according to me, was an avatar. Because he didn't die on the cross because he didn't experience pain. I try to explain to people, but they don't listen. But it doesn't matter. I'm sorry for sort of dissecting this, what incidents with Swami from a different angle, not to distort your devotion, but to tell how I feel about each of Swami's actions. You know, that's the beauty behind Swami. I thought I'll share with you. That is, he's the highest, because he said it is when the mind, when the Atma works through the body, it is Sattvic and Daivik. That Daivicness, he is the divine. That point we have to remember. If anybody says, I am so and so, cut his finger. If he doesn't cry, then he is the avatar. Otherwise, throw him out. Well, anyway, I think I am coming close to the time given by our people. I'll give a small personal thing. I thought, I think he was insisting I should talk some of the personal thing. Swami didn't talk to me for 7 years. 73. After my marriage, I went to see him. He stopped talking to me. I didn't know why. Then I didn't bother, because you see, I was able to still serve, because he didn't stop me from serving. So I was able to serve. I didn't take much notice of this. As long as I can serve, I can serve. So 73 to 80, Swami came to Bombay. At that time, I was, I think Dalal was there. I was practically the Sevadal convener. They used to call me de facto Sevadal convener. So I arranged everything, and a car was there, everything was ready. Before that, Joga Rauji and the students went by the boat from to Elephant Caves from Gateway of India. One of the MDs of one of the oil companies, his name I'm forgetting. See, now what happens is, because of the age, the hard disk is all right, but the RAM becomes very slow. So sometimes the recollection becomes difficult. So don't mind if I don't take names quickly. Kenny. Thank you. Prompting. Kenny. See that RAM is still intact. So Kenny, he said, we'll take him by our launch from our terminal to Elephant Caves. So everything was ready. I was waiting for Indubai to say Swami is starting. So somebody pulled my kurta and looked back. Indubai was there. Swami is calling you. I said, this is my last day. Swami has, he didn't talk to me. He has never not been talking. I don't know what I did. Probably he's going to bang me. With great hesitation, I went inside. He called me, said, come. So I stood on my knees near him. Then he put both his hands on my shoulders and said, I didn't talk to you for 7 years, but you didn't leave me. God telling a human being. I didn't talk to you for 7 years. You didn't leave me. Can I believe this is something which is, I broke into tears. And he said third time. Then I said, Swami, how can I leave such love that you have given me? Then he asked me, do you know why I didn't talk? I was looking blank. He said, you remember Hyderabad? You told me that you have seen a girl. And I told you, you bring your parents, I'll perform your marriage. He narrated the whole incident. I practically forgot. He didn't forget. And he told me why he got angry with me. Can you believe God telling in person my wrong and try to correct me? Then he said, you didn't even post you didn't come to give the card. I said, Swami, my parents were not devotees, so. But you sent a postcard by registered post. He remembered that also. Can you see God? Is it, what do you call this? This love. I said, Swami, forgive me. See, then he said, many other things he talked. This is divine love. There is so many other things. I think I'll I'll tell one more thing. This happened during planetarium time. Before the planetarium, we had a huge all India exhibition called Sai Darshan. And we were planning in Dubai. I was helping him for almost a year. We worked together to bring the exhibition. Dubai used to go almost every state and tell them what to prepare, what has to be done from each state, and what will be the exhibits. And then everything was arranged, and I was supposed to go almost 2 months ahead to help in setting up the exhibition. Unfortunately, what happened was my wife was diagnosed for carcinoma, and doctors arranged the surgery. I did not tell anybody. I told only Dalal and said, Dalal, I'll be not able to go. You tell Dubai, I'll go later on. The surgery was over. Practically the same night, I left for Prashanthi Nilayam. And Swami was talking till the previous time. He didn't talk to me again. He stopped talking. But anyway, the exhibition went on very well. Then he came for inauguration. He came, there was a Science to Village pavilion we set up. And the Chauhan was the defense minister. Some of his people put some exhibit there. I was explaining. He was listening but not looking at me, practically ignoring me. But he didn't bother. But what has happened was, a few days before the surgery, one of my colleagues, one Mr. Krishna, very well known from Chembur, a brahmachari, Bala brahmachari, he called me and said, Dr. Rao, I want to talk to you. I said, yes, I'll come. I went to him. Said, your wife is fair, medium built and all that. Why this bachelor is asking about my wife? I got irritated. Said, she's to undergo surgery day after tomorrow. I said, she's perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with her. No, sir. Swami came in the morning and said she has this cancer and asked me to give this prasad to you. I cried. You tell me, I did not tell anybody. But he took care of that and said, and everything went out beautifully. After all this, same 60th birthday, everybody was, Swami was telling everybody, ask something, everybody was asking. He looked at me. I was telling Swami, ask me something. Then I said, Swami, wife's health, Swami, wife's health. Leave it to me, I'll take care of it. But did you write one letter to me? Point like, now you tell me what to tell the God. So this is Swami. I think I'll stop here and pray to Swami. As He is omnipresent, omnipotent, He is with us and He is the motivator for us to talk. He gave me this strength to talk. And I thank all of you for giving me the chance to share with you the love we received from Swami, so that we can all share the love we received to others. Swami used to say, increase the love and share the love with others. SAIRAM.
Om Shri SAIRAM. Thank you so much, Dr. Rao, for sharing Bhagwan's love with all of us. Bhagwan has manifested himself in so many different ways. In a Buddhist monastery in Tibet, there is a saying at the entrance which says, 1,000 lamas, 1,000 monks, 1,000 religions. Each one of us has our own version of Bhagwan, and each version is true in itself. And today, we had the fortune of listening to Dr. Rao's version of Bhagwan, that infinite, immeasurable ocean of love and compassion, always thinking of us, always caring for us like a loving mother, always correcting us like a loving and caring father, always guiding us like a guru. Thank you so much. And as a small token of our love and appreciation, I request Shri Nimish Pandya ji and Dr. Mistry to please present him with a small token. And yes, I'm sorry, he's hidden by the cameraman. And Ramesh Sawant uncle to please present a token of our love and gratitude.
Come center. To focus more on the message of Bhagawan and practicing what Bhagawan said. And many times is to forget the pleasantries and camaraderie with Bhagawan where you're supposed to tell him something. But I think to his credit goes that all the work that he did for so many years had to make Bhagawan come forward and tell him, look, you didn't tell me, you had to tell me, you forgot to tell me. This is amazing relationship that he had. And I remember from my very, very younger days, right, whether it was the vocational training in Mumbai or the many, many activities that happened in the late 70s, early 80s, Dr. Muralidhar Rao was always a very tough man. He used to be very sure about what he wanted to do, and what he wanted to do, he will achieve. And that was a very strong format. Dr. Mistry remembers, and Dr. Rao also must remember, that he used to be very, very rigid. Once he decided something had to do. But it's because of this attitude that the planetarium in Puttaparthi, the Chaitanya Jyot Museum, the Sanatan Samskruti, all are great efforts by Dr. Muralidhar Rao, as we see big landmarks in Prashanti Nilayam. But to my mind, the biggest landmark from the Bal Vikas perspective was we did a huge play in the stadium, which was one of the biggest open-air performances by Bal Vikas children ever in Prashanti Nilayam in the stadium, which was called the Cosmos. And all the research, the scientific research behind doing the Cosmos was all Dr. Muralidhar Rao, who used to do a lot of work. And I don't know. I'm just remembering that whole thing again. And I have to tell Dr. Muralidhar Rao that probably once again before the centenary celebrations of Bhagawan's birth comes, we should do one more Cosmos in Prashantindram, and Dr. Rao can be the script writer for it once again, and we should do it. Yeah. And before, I think Swami is putting our mindsets in thing. Therefore, I think somewhere between 2020 and 2025, another cosmic play is, I think, due, and Dr. Rao must write the script for it. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.